Welcome everyone to the ballpark at Old Orchard Beach for another rousing evening of Greater Northeast Collegiate Baseball League baseball. I'm Charlie Fellows, taking you through this matchup between the 1-1 Norsemen taking on the 1-2 Nor'easters. We had a few showers here to start this game, but nothing that wouldn't delay us longer than a few minutes, and we are just about ready to get going with the leadoff hitter for the visiting Norsemen, Chris Cimino, awaiting the umpire's signal and ready to step in against the Nor'easters pitcher, the left-hander Ryan Penny. And we are underway, or we will be as soon as this pitch is delivered, which is low for a ball. Now we are underway. The batter standing in, Chris Cimino, a senior at Bates College. And he takes ball, or that was a strike, so 1-1. Scarborough native is Cimino, Cheverus High School graduate. Hit .318 with 7 doubles for his Bates squad this past season. As he takes strike 2. And the man facing him down, a senior at Husson, Ryan Penny. That's fouled back to stay alive for Cimino. Penny took the loss in the first start of the season for his Nor'easters at Southern Maine Community College. A 2 runs given up on that one. Thornton Academy graduate, Saco native, 1-2. And that will hit him. So hit by pitch to lead off this one. Cimino aboard with none out here in the top of the first, and that will bring up Kyle Dewin, a sophomore at USM. His brother Cameron also on this squad, a rising freshman at Colby. Dewin, a Coney High School graduate from Augusta. Takes strike 1. So I was saying before, the rain was coming down pretty hard. About 15-20 minutes ago, there was some serious doubt as to whether we would start at all, much less start within 5 minutes of the scheduled starting time. But the clouds had mercy on us. And just 4 minutes behind schedule, we are underway here. Penny deals outside for ball 1. Dewin hit .316, hit 2 home runs, 1 triple, 6 doubles. Very high OPS, slugging percentage with his USM squad as a freshman. He's a 4-sport athlete in high school as he takes ball 2. Played baseball in addition to football, basketball, and golf. But baseball is the one he chose to pursue, along with his degree in mechanical engineering at USM. 2-2 from Penny. That's grounded toward the first baseman. Not the right angle to turn to, but able to get the force out is the Nor'easter first baseman. 1 away. Cimino down to second. And that will bring up the 3-hitter Riley Hassan, Johnson and Wales senior, South Portland native. He takes ball 1 low and away. Playing shortstop tonight, standing at an imposing 6'3", hit an equally, if not more imposing, .430 over his junior year season with Johnson and Wales. And that is not a small sample size either. He had 135 at-bats, turned 6 of them into home runs, drove in 64 runs, and got on base nearly half the time as he takes strike 2. Certainly one of the most imposing hitters in this lineup. But Penny has him at 2 strikes. That's grounded towards second. And throwing on to get the out is the Nor'easter second baseman. So 2 away. Chimino down to third. A man in scoring position, but 2 outs now for the 4-hitter. And this is Anthony Poole, another USM player and another player with a teammate on this roster, the younger brother Jonathan, also at USM, a rising freshman. Anthony, a junior, South Portland native, hits that one into the outfield, but able to make the play is the center fielder running on to retire the side. So a man gets to third base, but nothing comes of it. We head to the bottom of the first with the Nor'easters due up, 0-0 here in Old Orchard. To the bottom of the first we go. In Old Orchard Beach, no score early in this one. The man on the mound throwing warm-up pitches currently for the Norsemen is the pitcher, Andrew Keniston, a sophomore at St. Joseph's College from Center Ossipee, New Hampshire, graduate of Kingswood Regional High School. Made just 3 appearances during his freshman year, all out of the bullpen. 2 1/3 innings, no earned runs. And the man he will face, the top of the Nor'easters lineup, is the second baseman, Michael Wern, rising junior, also at St. Joseph's College. So, teammates during their college season rather. Ellington, Connecticut native is Wern. Hit .260 during his college campaign as he takes a strike to begin this frame. Drove in 15 runs, stole 3 bases, Takes low for a ball. Made GNAC all-rookie team as a freshman, did Michael Wern. That was 2 years ago. And all GNAC third team that year as well. Takes high for ball 2. And looking at strike 2, just in the corner of the zone. These hitters toward the top of this Nor'easter lineup, always able to pack a punch. Not that Michael Wern could have done so on that pitch. That was about 3 feet up and away into the backstop to bring the count full. So Keniston looking to start this game off with an out, something his opponent on the Nor'easter side was not able to do. Ryan Penny was able to clean things up after that, though. And that's a comebacker between the legs of Keniston, shortstop running on and able to make the play to retire the first man. The ball looked like it was going to take a nasty carom off of Keniston's legs right through the gap, but heads-up play by the Norsemen shortstop Riley Hassan to make that put out. And that would bring up the second hitter, the designated hitter, Chris Balzano, junior at Roger Williams. He takes strike 1 right down the middle. Graduated from Thornton Academy and then took one more year at Bridgeton Academy before 2 more seasons at Roger Williams. A Saco native is Balzano as he takes ball 1. Batted .261 on 23 at-bats his last season as he fouls that toward his own dugout, or toward the opposing dugout, rather. Also an all-state level player in hockey at Thornton Academy. Now pursuing a political science major as he takes strike 3. Keniston sitting him down on a nasty pitch he did not know what to do with. And that will bring up Luke Chessie in the 3-hole for this lineup, the shortstop for the Nor'easters tonight. Senior at Bowdoin. Another Thornton Academy graduate. Fouls that one back into one of the booths. Batted .262 with 3 home runs at Bowdoin his junior year. As he fouls another one back. I think that one might have made it to the parking lot. He also made 6 pitching appearances, 3 of them starts. So an all-around versatile player is Chessie. 4.15 ERA with 8 strikeouts and just over 17 innings pitched. So able to plug and play just about anywhere. At shortstop tonight. 0-2 from Keniston. It's high for a ball. Looking to complete a scoreless inning for both sides. Needs just one more strike to do it. That was fouled back by the slimmest of margins. Making the throwback is the catcher for the Norsemen tonight. That is David York. Looking to catch the inning-ending pitch, but not quite yet. Outside for ball 2. And ladies and gentlemen, the sun is out here in Old Orchard Beach, something that seemed impossible a mere 40 minutes ago. But certainly a welcome sight. And that, however, is not a welcome sight for Luke Chessie. A swing and a miss on a swinging strikeout that time to retire the side. We head to the second inning now. 0-0 the score. The Norsemen up to bat. We begin the second inning now with the Norsemen up to bat, and more specifically, the trio of Nate Rogers, David York, and Kevin Connolly due up, the former of which grounds it over to third base. And that is through the glove of the Nor'easter first baseman Dylan Furman for another opening at bat base runner. Didn't even get to tell you anything about him, but his name is Nate Rogers. And he will occupy first base. Looking to advance him is David York, who I mentioned, the catcher tonight for the Norsemen. Sophomore at Husson, Kennebunk native. Batted .242 with 4 doubles his freshman year. Takes an opening strike from Ryan Penny. And the man he's trying to advance is Nate Rogers. He's a senior at St. Michael's. Went to Falmouth High School, also Cheverus High School, the latter of which he graduated from. Portland native. With just 25 at-bats his season, 2 hits. But is able to get one. Could possibly have also been construed as an error. Throwing over to first is Penny. David York looking at a 1-1 count. The sport management major. Runner goes, and he's throwing over to first. That's going to be an easy pickoff there. A heads-up play from Ryan Penny and his first baseman to gun down the runner. Would have had him in a pickle even if that throw had not been on time. But he is thrown out at second base, so 1 away. David York still at the plate. And he grounds that softly foul to bring the count even. That was a rare 1-3-4 put out. That one is low for a ball. The type of score you really only see for a pickoff attempt. It worked out in that instance. The 2-1, swing and a miss. And that was the 2-2, I'm sorry. That is strike 3, a swinging strikeout. The first of the game for Penny. And all of a sudden 2 away. As that will bring up Kevin Connolly. Currently in the transfer portal, heading into his sophomore year. After playing 1 year at Stonehill College in Massachusetts as he takes strike 1 swinging. Graduated from Cheverus in 2022. And his father, Mike Connolly, the head coach at Bowdoin, and he grounds that one toward the first baseman. Running on and able to get the putout to retire the side. Quick 3 up and 3 down. Not quite how you draw it up, but still able to face the minimum. Heading to the bottom of the second. Still no score here with the Nor'easters due up. To the top of the third we go on Old Orchard Beach. My sincere apologies. We had a bit of technical difficulties and the footage from the last half inning, the bottom of the second, was lost. In a productive half inning it was. Andrew Keniston on the mound for the Norsemen gave up 3 runs to the bottom half of the Nor'easters lineup. Again, I sincerely apologize that nobody watching will be able to see that, but you should be up to speed with the gist of what happened. There's a lot of pitches thrown, a lot of deep balls hit, and a lot of men coming around to score. But the Norsemen finding themselves in a 3-0 hole, and that was Ben Seguin grounding out to begin the inning. Seguin, a Scarborough High School graduate. St. Joseph's sophomore. He is put away expeditiously by Ryan Penny for the first out of the inning, and that will bring up David Jurowitz, a sophomore at St. Joseph's, who takes strike 1. Sudbury, Massachusetts native, Lincoln Sudbury High School graduate. Spent his last season at St. Joseph's on the JV team while majoring in physical education. He bloops that one toward the third baseman, and throwing on and able to make the grab and the play. A nice 5-3 put out there. And a quick 2 outs here for Ryan Penny to bring up the 10th man in this lineup. Lucas Francis, a senior at USM. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Lisbon, Maine native, Lisbon High School graduate. Primarily a pitcher. 4.89 ERA, 3.14 batting average against during his junior year campaign at USM. Falls behind in a quick 0-2. And a swing and a miss. A quick 3-up, 3-down inning for Ryan Penny, holding up his end of the deal as his bats come to life and keeps the margin at 3-0 in favor of his Nor'easters. They'll get a chance to tack a few more on as we head to the bottom of the third. Andrew Keniston retaking the mound for the Norsemen as the bottom of the third inning set to commence. The top of the Nor'easters lineup back up, led off by the leadoff man from the first inning, Michael Wern, who grounded out to short his first time up. Ready to get this bottom of the third underway. He grounds that off himself for strike 1. Keniston thus far, 3 earned runs, 2 strikeouts. And while we aren't tracking pitches, he certainly accumulated his fair share of them in the lost bottom of the second. Deals strike 2. or strike one, or strike two, excuse me. Just outside for a ball, looking to put Michael Warren away. Warren, a 6'1" junior at St. Joseph's. Former high school team captain. Takes ball two. Two. Outside for ball three. Andrew Keniston led him off with two straight strikes, but Warren has fought back. Gotten the count full. And now the payoff pitch. Foul back. Destiny delayed. Keniston, when he's not pitching or playing, he has helped coach Little League teams in both baseball and football. As that one is hit into left field, and able to make the play is the left fielder, Rogers, to retire the first man in the inning. And Chris Balzano will bat. Against the part-time coach, as I was saying. That's inside for a ball. Balzano struck out looking his first time up. One of two strikeouts in the opening frame for Keniston. Looking to maintain or regain some of that control. Gets a strike there right down the middle for a 2-1 count. His Norsemen in a 3-0 hole. Another one right down the middle for strike two. And just outside, that's a ball to bring the count full once more. Lots of full counts, lots of pitches from Keniston, and that's going to be ball three. There's a scoreboard issue. We're good now. So now we're a full count. My original point stands. Another payoff pitch. And that is grounded. He got jammed, grounded over to second base. Throws on to Seguin to get him for the second out. Great pitch placement there by Keniston to bring up Luke Chessie, who struck out swinging his first time up. Hitters 1 through 3, a combined 0 for 5 so far on the nor'easter side. That one skied down the right field line, but foul out of play. Chessie looking to break that trend. He is at shortstop tonight. And that is lined directly at the left fielder, Rogers. To retire the side, a quick frame, just what the doctor ordered for Andrew Keniston, as we head to the fourth inning with a 3-0 ball game here at the ballpark. To the top of the fourth we go at the ballpark, and just like the Nor'easters before them, the Norsemen now cycling back to the start of their lineup just an inning later. And it's Chris Cimino, the second baseman, who was hit by a pitch his first time up, advanced on a sac fly before being stranded at third base in the opening frame. So he takes strike one. Cimino made NESCAC All-Academic in 2023, which is no small feat. Grounds that one right back at the pitcher, and not able to field it cleanly is Penny or the third baseman, Gus Lappin. So the opening man aboard once more is Chris Cimino. As I was saying, no small feat. NESCAC All-American, or All-Academic, for a conference that includes schools such as Bowdoin, Tufts, Middlebury, and of course, Cimino's College of Bates. Right in the classroom and on the base paths, as he now occupies first base, and the man behind him is Kyle Doohan, swinging at strike one. He was the man who flied out, or grounded into a fielder's choice, to advance Cimino in the first inning. Occupying third base tonight. Grounds that one softly to third. Might be able to turn two here. Able to turn one, but Doohan able to get down to first, prevent a play. Cimino, though, is retired, and the first out of the inning is recorded. The second straight fielder's choice of the game for Doohan. This one, though, results in him making it onto base rather than the other way around, and Riley Hassan up to bat. The shortstop, yet another fielder's choice, now showing bunt. Bunts that one foul out of play. With one out here in the top of the fourth, his squad trailing 3-0. Here at the ballpark. Ryan Penny throwing a great game so far. Showing bunt once more, and another foul, so he's going to have to be a bit more careful going forward. Penny with 2 strikeouts, just the one hit by pitch, no walks, no runs. Working on his 4th inning. Oh, 2. Outside for a ball. Ryan Robertson is doing the catching tonight. And he'll look for a 1-2. Nope, throwing over to first instead. Penny is also picked off a man. He did that in the second inning. Now the 1-2 home. Over to second base. And throwing on. Bang, bang play. And they're going to say he is safe. So 2 men aboard here with just 1 out. Able to beat out the throw with a lightning fast run down the first base line is Hassan. And Anthony Poole will come up now. It's the first time Penny has had multiple base runners on board in an inning. We'll see how he deals with it. Out to center field, able to make the play is the center fielder. The runners will not tag, so a extremely important 1 pitch out. The second out of the frame. The second time in as many at-bats, Anthony Poole has flied out to center, making Brett Federico work out there. And now Nate Rogers, the left fielder. He's been busy in his position in the field as well, as he takes strike 1. He singled, but then was picked off his last at bat in the second inning. 2 men on, including a man in scoring position with 2 outs. Penny looking. Hassan back to second. Trying to get out of this with no damage. That's grounded back for a quick 0-2 count, just what he wants. He being Penny, of course. The St. Michael's Senior, on the other hand, looking to extend his team's lead. Runners go, and that is a double steal. So now 2 men in scoring position with 2 out. That was ball 1. Penny looking to put him away, but can't, and that is off the glove of Ryan Robertson, throwing home and not able to field it cleanly as Penny, so a run is going to score on a pass ball. He was able to recuperate. That was Ryan Robertson into a nice throw, but Ryan Penny not able to field it cleanly. And now a 4-0 lead for the Norsemen. Still 2-2. That is grounded right to the second baseman. Throwing on to retire the side, but another run scores. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning now, with the score 3-1 here in Old Orchard Beach. Bottom of the 4th we go. Andrew Keniston still on the mound for the Norsemen, looking to face the due-up of Graffam, Federico, and Lappin as the Nor'easters look to extend their 3-1 lead. I'm sorry I misspoke in the previous inning. Got a little confused as to what the score was, but it is not 4-0. It is 3-1. Norsemen on the board, but have to avoid giving up any more runs in this frame, as teams often do. Graffam leads it off with a swinging strike. He doubled and drove in 2 runs his first time up, or 1 run, excuse me. Then advanced to third on a pass ball and advanced home on the Gus Lappin double. All brilliant pieces of hitting that nobody at home was able to watch. That is outside for ball 1. Grafferman left tonight. He's sophomore at USM. He takes strike 3. Strong start to the inning for Keniston. That's his 4th strikeout of the game. Or 3rd strikeout of the game, excuse me. First since the 3rd inning. Now we'll bring up Brett Federico with 1 away. He looks at a strike. He walked his first time up. Eventually came around to score on a sacrifice fly. Quick 0-2 hole. Part of the fabled 2nd inning rally that got his team this lead. Outside for ball 1. Keniston's finding the strike zone now. Had a bit of a blip in the 2nd inning, but otherwise has looked solid. This is his 4th inning of work. We have reached the halfway point in this one, but another strike 3, another strikeout looking. That was his 4th of the game. Quick 2 up and 2 down for Keniston. And that will bring up Gus Lappin. He doubled in the 2nd inning, drove in a run. Taking strike 1 there, the 3rd hitter in this inning to do that. junior at Husson, the same school that his pitcher is at. He grounds that one over to short, throwing on to Seguin and able to make the play to retire the side. Quick 3 up and 3 down in the bottom of the 4th. To the 5th inning we head now with the Norsemen in a 2-run hole, looking to chip away here in Old Orchard. With the 5th inning just about ready to commence in Old Orchard, we have a pitching change. Ryan Penny is out after 4 innings, 1 run, 2 strikeouts, and a hit by pitch, and the man replacing him is a rising sophomore at USM by the name of Hunter Brissett. Lisbon native, Lisbon Falls high school graduate. Was mainly a hitter his freshman year, although managed just 1 hit in 11 at-bats. Hoping to get some more playing time, certainly his next season. And this league will help him achieve that. And the man he is due up to face is the catcher, David York, who struck out swinging his first time up. Trying to give his squad a rally, much like the one they managed in the last inning, to get his 1-1 Norseman over 500. His manager, Matt Rogers, watching on as he takes a ball. That skied down the left field line. Looks like it's going to drift foul and just out of play. Less than a foot over the fence. And if the left fielder had just a larger head start, he might have been able to make something happen there. As it is, though, just a loud strike. 1-1 the count. Brissett 1-1, throws outside for a ball, is a electrical engineering major at USM. Stands at 6 foot even. Right-handers 2-1 is in the dirt for a ball. Three-1 count for the leadoff man York. And that is low for ball 4, a leadoff walk to start this top of the 5th. And the first man Hunter Brissett sees reaches base. That will bring up Kevin Connolly, who grounded out to first base his first time up. Still in the transfer portal. Status, of course, having not changed in the few minutes since his last at-bat, and he hits that one into right center. Down for a base hit, trying to stretch it to third is York, and he is safe. Umpires didn't make a call right away, but great heads-up base running there by York, able to stretch a routine base hit into a scoring opportunity on the Kevin Connolly single, and all of a sudden a man in scoring position with none out for Ben Seguin, who grounded to second base his first time up. And it happened so quickly I didn't even get to tell you anything about him. He is a Scarborough native, Scarborough High School graduate, graduated from Scarborough High School just a year after I did. 4 at-bats his freshman year at St. Joseph's, no hits, 2 strikeouts. Majoring in business and sport management. So he takes ball 2. Stands at just 5'7", but can pack a punch with his bat. And the man on first certainly would appreciate some of that. Any ball that leaves the infield will score him. That is low for ball 3. David York looks on from third, Kevin Connolly at first. And the man Occupying his position on the other side, the first baseman Seguin at the bat. Brissett's 3-1. That is down the middle for a strike to bring the count full. Brissett in a jam immediately upon entering the game. A walk, a hit, and no outs just yet. A golden opportunity for the Norsemen to crawl back into this game. The payoff pitch, runner goes, and that is into the gap for a base hit. That will score York. Down to third goes Connolly, and into first goes Seguin. A run batted in, and the Norsemen get it to a one-run game. Seguin with a great piece of hitting there to give his team another valuable run, and that will bring up David Jurowitz, the 9-hitter, who grounded to short his first time up. With men on the corners, Brissett wary of that, throws over to first. Still none out. Jurowitz, a year ahead of Seguin the same year at St. Joseph's as Seguin, as he fouls that one back out of play. Brissett throws on over to first again, keeping Ben Seguin on his toes. The 0-1 to Jurowitz. Low for a ball. A 6'2" right fielder with a 1-1 count. And he hits that one right at the shortstop, throwing off and trying to double off Connolly at third, but not able to. Still a great play by the Nor'easter shortstop, Luke Chessie, to get a much-needed first out. And that will bring up Lucas Francis, the final man in this 10-man lineup, who struck out swinging his first time up. The designated hitter with men on the corners still. Any well-hit ball will even this game. Grounds that one right past the umpire, and throwing on to second and to first for a great double play, and able to get out of the inning are the Nor'easters with just one run of damage. It looked like it was going to be much more, but Francis gifting a double play on a silver platter. And that will take us to the sixth inning. Or I'm sorry, the bottom of the fifth inning, with the score Nor'easters 3, Norsemen 2. To the bottom of the fifth we go. The Nor'easters were able to cling on to a 3-2 lead out of the last half inning, with Andrew Keniston back on the mound to face Dylan Furman, the first baseman who drove in that third and currently deciding run via sac fly in the second inning. As he takes a quick ball two. That one to the backstop for another ball. 1-2. That is lined into left field for a base hit, right between the third baseman and shortstop. Furman leads off this bottom of the fifth with a hit. And we'll bring up the man behind him, Dawson Gunlaw. Another sacrifice fly. For him, the first time up. The 6-foot-tall right fielder. That is way to the backstop. That was definitely no play to be made there by David York, and down to second goes Furman on that wild pitch. Gunlaw with a 2-0 count, with none out here in the bottom of the fifth. Foul that one back into the net for strike one. Man in scoring position, none out. Grounds that one over to third. Throwing on to get him. Seguin throwing down to third now. And that one goes into the dugout. And rounding third and able to score on that errant throw is Dylan Furman for another insurance run for the Nor'easters. Seguin tried to make a heads-up play to double off Furman after getting the force out, but the third baseman, Dewan, was out of position, and looks like we may be seeing a pitching change here. Indeed we are. Here with one out in the bottom of the fifth. About to make a change are the Norsemen. We'll be right back. We're about ready to get back into the action after 4 1/3 innings of 3-run, 2-strikeout or 4-strikeout ball. Andrew Keniston has been pulled in exchange for the submarine righty Lucas Francis, who is also the DH for the Norsemen tonight. And the first man he will face is the 9-hitter Ryan Robertson, who advanced on an error his last time up. He swings at strike one. Francis, as I said, primarily a pitcher with USM, 4.89 ERA in 46 innings pitched this past season. As he throws ball 2, a distinctive submarine delivery, hoping to fool some batters and give his squad a chance to come back in this one. The 2-1, Robertson swings and misses. That is flied out into foul territory down the right field line. No play to be made. Already 1 run around to score in this inning. A single and advancing to second on a wild pitch, then stealing third advancing to third on a sacrifice fielder's choice. And then able to get home on an errant throw from Ben Seguin was Dylan Furman, and an eventful trip around the base paths as the count is full now on Ryan Robertson with 1 out. Francis looking to put away the first man he sees. Payoff pitch. That is chopped down the left field line, foul. Got just above it. 3-2 again from Francis. And Robertson stays alive. Robertson with one passed ball in this game that resulted in a Norsemen run. That one high into the air toward the Norsemen dugout, and able to make the play is David York for the second out of the inning. Looked like that one might drift just onto the roof or where he couldn't reach it, but able to capitalize on the lucky placement for the second out of the inning. And that will bring up Quinn McCaffrey, rising freshman at American International. Grounded out to second base his first time up, or grounded into a fielder's choice where the force out was at second base. As he takes ball one. Francis gets one in there for a strike. Submarine delivery can be tough to read. And that is strike two. Excellent pitch placement here so far from Francis. Looking to retire the side. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and that's exactly what he does. A quick 3 outs for Lucas Francis upon coming into the game, replacing Andrew Keniston. No more runs come around to score in that one, but the margin now 4-2 in favor of the Nor'easters as we head to the 6th. To the 6th inning we go here on Old Orchard Beach. Hunter Brissett on for his second inning of work as the Norsemen lineup reaches its top once more. Chris Cimino has been hit by a pitch and advanced on an error on a comebacker. And he grounds that one towards second base. Throwing on to get him from Michael Warren to Dylan Furman. A nice 4-3 put out to start the inning. Cimino quickly retired, and that will bring up Kyle Dewin, who has hit into a fielder's choice twice, the second time he came around to score on a steal and a pass ball. So he takes ball one. Hit .316 with 2 home runs and 2 doubles at USM this past season. .2-0 count with 1 away in the top of the 6th. Chops that one down the right field line foul. The Norsemen in a 2-run hole. The Nor'easters looking to bring their record even at 2 wins and 2 losses. That one nearly hit him, but inside for a ball. These Nor'easters are 2 frames away from doing just that. (3-1). It's fouled back in the booth right next to us. That made a very loud sound. To bring the count full, Hunter Brissett facing down Chris Cimino, the payoff pitch. And that is low for ball 4. That was Kyle Dewin, excuse me. He reaches base on a 1-out walk. And the shortstop, Riley Hassan, ready to take the plate. The 6'3" lefty out of Johnson and Wales has hit into a fielder's choice and singled. He fouls that one off to left for strike one. Has a man on now. The weather has really cleared up rather nicely. We even had the sun out for a few innings there briefly. Given the way things looked when the teams and the broadcasters arrived to the park, it looked unclear as to whether we were going to play a game at all, but this has been a pleasant change of atmosphere as Brissett works on a 1-1 count. That one just fouled off. Hassan, a South Portland native, transferred to Johnson and Wales from St. Anselm. Where he played his first 3 seasons. 1-2 the count. Brissett ready to deal. Runner goes. That one's chopped over to first base. Stumbles as he fields it, but able to get the force out. Down to second goes Doohan. As Hassan is retired, that will bring up Anthony Poole, the 6-foot center fielder who has flied out to center twice. Man on second, 2 away. Brissett, and that is hit deep into center field, but running on it is Brett Federico, and he's able to make the play and retire the side. The Norsemen will be down to their last 3 outs with a chance to come back, but first, the Nor'easters will come up in the bottom of the 6th with a chance to tack on some insurance runs here at the ballpark. Lucas Francis back on the mound in the top of the 6th with the top of the Nor'easter lineup due up. That is Michael Wern, Chris Balzano, and Luke Chessie, who have a combined 0 for 6 clip so far in this game. They will look to change those tides in what will hopefully for the Nor'easters be their last inning at the plate. So we are ready to get going here in the bottom of the 6th. Nor'easters 4, Norsemen 2. Michael Wern has grounded to short and flied out to left. The East Catholic High School graduate. Former high school team captain. Swings and grounds it to second. Throwing on to first to get him. And a quick out to start the inning. That is Kevin Connolly at first base. Things have shuffled around. Now Chris Balzano up. He looks at a ball. He has struck out looking and grounded to second. Excuse me, that's not Chris Balzano. There's been a substitution. Max Cloutier, sophomore at St. Lawrence, will bat in Chris Balzano's stead. Has a 1-1 count. Fouls that one back out of play. Cloutier, a Cumberland native, Greeley High School graduate, batted .214, slugged .357 his freshman year at St. Lawrence with 2 doubles. He will take over for Balzano in the DH spot. And another foul back. fights another one off with a 1-2 count. And it's swing and a miss for strike 3 for his first at bat of the game is a swinging strikeout. And that will bring up Luke Chessie, who looks at a ball outside. He has struck out swinging and flied out to left. That is hit sharply to short. Throwing on to first to get him and to retire the side. So the top 3 hitters in the game for the Nor'easters go a combined 0 for 9, but looking like it might possibly not be a problem with a 4-2 lead heading into the top of the 7th. 3 outs away from evening their record at 2-2. The Norsemen with 3 more batters to even things up here. The Nor'easters are 3 outs away from grabbing a win, their second on the season here at the ballpark, and the man they'll try to get those outs with is their closer Colin McDonald, on to replace Hunter Brissett after 2 innings of relief work. McDonald, a sophomore at USM, Gorham High School graduate in 2022. He will seek to put away the trio of Rogers, York, and Connolly, the 3 that the Norsemen will trot out. First of them is Rogers, Nate Rogers. He has singled and been picked off, and he's also grounded to second. Flies that one out toward right, and that is just foul. Nearly had himself a good piece of hitting there, because it did not look as though the right fielder Gunlaw would have been able to cover that much ground. But as it stands, a strike. 0-1 the count. McDonald deals. That is in for strike 3. That is skied out to right field, and almost the exact same spot, but this time Gunlaw able to run on and make the play for a quick first out. Rogers is retired. First action Gunlaw's had out there in right. And that will bring up David York, the catcher, with 1 away. He has struck out swinging and walked. Also came around to score. Taking ball 1. And another quick ball. York ahead early. His Norsemen are 1-1. Trying to find a spark and bring themselves over 500. A quick 3-0 in the count here. Colin McDonald has to throw a strike. York knows it. And he takes. The count, 1 away. McDonald deals, and that is low for ball 4. So York, his second walk of the game, he is aboard. And a base runner here. Faint signs of life for Kevin Connolly, who has grounded to first and singled. Been stranded at third base. Jams that one toward the backstop for strike one. Temperature is beginning to drop here at Old Orchard as evening nears. As that one's in for a strike, but this potential Norsemen comeback possibly just starting to heat up. Connolly in an 0-2 hole. McDonald deals. That's hit high to left, but foul into the batting cages. McDonald, the 0-2. Grounded towards second, throws on to second for one, on to first, and not in time. That was very close, but the ruling is safe. Able to get the force out at second, but one runner is aboard. Connolly reaching on the fielder's choice, and now with 2 outs, the fate of the Norsemen rests in one. Ben Seguin, who has grounded to second and singled. Taking ball one. His fellow Norseman up on the rim of the dugout, hoping that this inning can continue. And that one is into right field for a base hit. That's a way to get things going. Rounding second briefly was Connolly, but thought better of it. And 2 men are aboard. Seguin with his second hit of the game. And McDonald with multiple base runners. The go-ahead run now at the plate in the form of David Jurowitz. He's grounded to short and lined out to third. Or grounded to third and lined out to short, excuse me. Two down. The Norsemen down to their last out with 2 runs down on the scoreboard. 2 outs down in the frame. That is ball one. Jurowitz looking to be the hero, or at least set up a teammate to be. McDonald trying to put this game away. But that is outside for ball 2. Needs to find more control. His Nor'easter is just 1 out away from bringing their record to even and moving up in the standings, leapfrogging the Norsemen in the process. The 2-0. That is hit out to left and drops just foul into the corner. Would have scored at least 2 if it had gone fair. Lots of loud foul balls in this one on the Norseman side. Coach Matt Rogers throwing that ball back in. Two one. Runners on first and second. Stepping off the mound is McDonald. Wants to think it over. Make sure he has the right selection, right decision in such a high leverage moment like this. But now he deals. That's inside for ball 3, throwing back to first, and that caroms off the base. Hit just the right spot on the first base bag, and both runners will advance. That was just plain bad luck. Ryan Robertson tried to throw down for a pickoff attempt, and it hit the very lip of the first base and popped right up in the air, advancing York to second, or excuse me, Connolly to second, Seguin to third, or Connolly to third, Seguin to second. Three-one count to Jurewicz, and that is strike 2 to bring it full. Payoff pitch. Strike 3, he struck him out, and that'll do it for this one. Lots of drama in the closing frame, but it wasn't enough, and the Nor'easters hang on for a 4-2 win at the ballpark, bringing their record to 2-2. The Norsemen fall to 1-2, and what an ending it was. I've been Charlie Fellows. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.